Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Marcus Aurelius. Life demands resilience, inner strength, and an unshakable sense of direction, especially in times of uncertainty. Yet most of us wander through life burdened by emotions, paralyzed by fear, or overwhelmed by things beyond our control. What if I told you that there is a philosophy, one rooted in the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers, that can transform your life right now, a way of living that empowers you to not just survive the chaos, but thrive in it. Today on Stoic Mind, we're delving into 12 timeless Stoic principles that will enable you to reclaim control over your mind, your emotions, and your actions. These aren't abstract concepts meant for bookshelves. They are living practices that can lead to immediate and profound transformation. As we journey through these principles, think deeply about how they apply to your life. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to master yourself and, in turn, master life's challenges. So, stay with me as we explore how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can become your compass toward a stronger, calmer, and more fulfilled existence. And if this resonates with you, remember to subscribe to Stoic Mind, where we uncover timeless strategies to transform your life from within. 1. Embrace the power of perception scenario. Imagine a man who loses his job unexpectedly. To one, this event is a devastating blow, filled with fear and uncertainty. To another, it's an opportunity for reinvention, a chance to explore new paths and embrace a fresh beginning. What's different between these two individuals? Not the event itself, but their perception of it. In Stoicism, perception is everything. The mind is the lens through which we interpret reality, and that lens can either distort the truth or reveal it. The Stoics teach us to view events with a clear mind, free from emotion and bias, allowing us to see things as they truly are. Why this matters? Our interpretation of life's events shapes our experience. By changing our perception, we gain power over our circumstances. Strategies to apply. Practice mindfulness daily to become aware of your thoughts and emotions. Before reacting to an event, pause and ask yourself, how can I view this differently? Reframe negative events as opportunities for growth or learning. As Epictetus teaches us, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. 2. Focus on what you can control. Scenario: you are stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Frustration bubbles inside you as the minutes tick away. You clench the wheel, your heart racing, imagining the consequences of being late. Yet, despite your rising anxiety, the traffic remains unmoved. What is within your control? Not the traffic, but your reaction to it. Stoicism teaches us to divide the world into two categories: what we can control and what we cannot. The only things we can truly control are our thoughts, actions, and responses. Everything else, whether it's traffic, other people's opinions, or the weather, is outside our influence. This simple distinction is liberating. Once we let go of what we can't control, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and frustration. Why this matters? By focusing solely on what we can control, we conserve energy and cultivate inner peace. Strategies to apply. Regularly reflect on the Stoic dichotomy of control. Separate the things you can change from those you can't. In challenging moments, consciously redirect your focus toward actions you can take instead of dwelling on external circumstances. Write down a list of the things that worry you and mark those that are beyond your control. Practice letting go of those marked items. 3. Practice voluntary discomfort. Scenario: imagine a young athlete who trains for a marathon. Every morning, she wakes before dawn, runs through rain and cold, her muscles aching with fatigue. She does not avoid discomfort. She seeks it out, knowing that every ounce of pain builds her resilience. This is voluntary discomfort in practice. In a modern world that prizes comfort and convenience, the Stoics taught the value of hardship. Seneca, a wealthy Roman statesman, would intentionally live for days like a beggar, eating the simplest of foods, sleeping on the ground, and wearing ragged clothes. By embracing embracing discomfort, he trained his mind to endure and be prepared for any hardship life might throw his way. Why this matters? Discomfort strengthens our resilience. By seeking out controlled challenges, we prepare ourselves to handle life's unpredictable adversities with composure. Strategies to apply. Incorporate small, voluntary discomforts into your routine. Cold showers, intermittent fasting, or going without a luxury for a day. Mentally rehearse facing your fears. Imagine losing something you value, not to dwell in fear, but to cultivate preparedness and acceptance. When you experience discomfort or difficulty, remind yourself, this is an opportunity to grow. As Seneca writes, set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself all the while, is this the condition that I feared? 4. Cultivate the virtue of patience. Scenario. Consider a gardener who plants a seed. He waters it daily, yet the sprout does not appear immediately. Does he dig up the soil in frustration? No. He trusts in the process, knowing that growth takes time. The same is true in life. In the world of instant gratification, Stoicism teaches us the importance of patience. We often rush toward goals, craving immediate results, but true progress, whether in self-mastery, relationships, or career, requires time and persistence. Impatience blinds us to the natural rhythms of life and can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and anxiety. Patience, on the other hand, gives us peace. Why this matters? Patience allows us to endure the waiting periods in life with grace. It gives us the strength to pursue long-term goals without being derailed by short-term setbacks. Strategies to apply. Practice delayed gratification. When faced with a desire for something, like a treat or reward, wait a little longer than usual before indulging. When working toward a goal, remind yourself that great achievements require time and steady effort. Reflect on the long-term gains of patience in your personal and professional life. 5. Understand the impermanence of life. Scenario. Imagine a sandcastle built on the shore. It stands proud and beautiful, admired by all. Yet with each passing wave, the ocean chips away at its foundation until it disappears into the sea. This is life, ephemeral, ever-changing, and ultimately fleeting. The Stoics were deeply aware of the impermanence of all things. This understanding freed them from attachment and fear. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the brevity of life, reminding himself that nothing lasts forever, not our pleasures nor our pains. This insight allows us to embrace each moment fully, without clinging to what we cannot hold. Why this matters? Accepting the impermanence of life helps us let go of attachment and live with greater appreciation for the present. Strategies to apply. Regularly reflect on the impermanence of things around you, whether it be your possessions, relationships, or even your own life. Practice non-attachment. Enjoy life's pleasures, but do not cling to them as if they will last forever. Accept that change is a constant and embrace it as a natural part of life's cycle. As Marcus Aurelius advises, do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. 6. Practice self-control over emotions. Scenario. Picture a skilled archer, bow in hand, focusing intently on his target. His breath is steady, his body poised. Suddenly, a loud noise erupts behind him. Does he react with fear or frustration? No. He remains calm, unwavering in his focus. This is the Stoic approach to emotions, remaining steady and in control, even in the face of disruption. While emotions are natural and inevitable, the Stoics believed in mastering them rather than being mastered by them. Anger, fear, and grief may arise, but we are not slaves to these emotions. We can observe them, choose how to respond, and maintain our inner equilibrium. The key to self-mastery lies in separating our emotions from our actions. Why this matters? Emotions can cloud our judgment, leading us to make impulsive decisions. By mastering our emotions, we make choices based on reason and wisdom rather than fleeting feelings. Strategies to apply. When you feel a strong emotion rising, take a deep breath and pause before reacting. Use this moment to regain control. Practice meditation or mindfulness to become more aware of your emotional state without becoming overwhelmed by it. Remind yourself that emotions are temporary. They will pass. 7. Cultivate gratitude for what you have. Scenario: a man with a modest home, a steady job, and a loving family looks over at his neighbor's mansion and expensive cars with envy. He feels dissatisfied, believing that more wealth and status will bring him happiness, yet he fails to see the blessings already present in his life. This is the trap of desire. The Stoics understood that contentment comes not from acquiring more, but from appreciating what we already have. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to the insatiable desires that drive much of human suffering. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate peace and satisfaction. Why this matters? Gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance. It grounds us in the present and allows us to appreciate life's simple pleasures. Strategies to apply. Start a daily gratitude practice. Each morning or evening, list 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. When you find yourself desiring more or comparing yourself to others, remind yourself of the abundance already in your life. Practice contentment with what you have. Recognize that true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. 8. Act with purpose and integrity. Scenario: imagine a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly across the sea, at the mercy of the winds and waves. Without a clear direction, it will never reach its destination. Many of us live our lives like this ship, without purpose, direction, or a clear sense of values. We react to external circumstances without grounding ourselves in what truly matters. The Stoics believed that a life lived with purpose and integrity is the only life worth living. Purpose gives us a sense of direction, guiding our decisions and actions. Integrity ensures that we remain true to our values, even in the face of adversity. Together, they form the foundation of a virtuous life. Why this matters? Living with purpose and integrity provides us with a moral compass, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with confidence and clarity. Strategies to apply. Reflect on your core values and how they align with your actions. Are you living in accordance with what matters most to you? Set long-term goals that are rooted in your purpose and values. Let these goals guide your daily actions. When faced with a difficult decision, ask yourself, is this in line with my principles and integrity? 9. Accept fate, love it, amor fati. Scenario: a man loses his life savings in a failed business venture. He could wallow in despair, cursing his bad luck, or he could choose a different path. Rather than lamenting what happened, he decides to view it as an opportunity to rebuild with greater wisdom. This is amor fati, accepting fate not just passively, but embracing it with love and gratitude. The Stoics taught that everything in life happens according to a grand design. Rather than resisting or complaining about our circumstances, we should accept them as part of a greater plan. This doesn't mean we should be passive, but that we should align ourselves with reality. Resisting fate only leads to suffering. Embracing it leads to peace. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on this, reminding himself to welcome all that happens with love. Why this matters? Accepting fate frees us from unnecessary mental struggle. By embracing life as it is, we align ourselves with the flow of the universe. Strategies to apply. When faced with a setback, pause and ask yourself, how can I learn from this experience? How can I embrace it rather than resist it? Reframe challenging events as part of your personal growth. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Say, this is happening for me. Practice gratitude even for life's difficulties, knowing they are shaping you into a stronger person. 10. Practice memento mori, remembering death. Scenario: picture a man who lives each day as though he will live forever. He procrastinates on his dreams, neglects his loved ones, and takes his time for granted. Then imagine a man who wakes each morning aware that it could be his last. He lives with purpose, makes the most of every moment, and cherishes the present. The difference between these two men: one lives in denial of death, the other lives in harmony with it. Memento mori, or "Remember you must die," is a central concept in Stoicism. Rather than morbidly dwelling on death, the Stoics viewed it as a source of motivation to live fully. Knowing that life is finite, we are encouraged to live with urgency, clarity, and purpose. Death is not to be feared, but to be embraced as the ultimate teacher. Why this matters? Reflecting on our mortality reminds us that time is our most precious resource. It pushes us to act now, rather than postponing our dreams and goals. Strategies to apply. Take time each day to reflect on the fact that life is finite. Use this awareness to fuel your passion for living. When procrastination or laziness creeps in, remind yourself that time is limited. Act now, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. Keep a memento mori object such as a coin or a symbol to remind you to live with purpose and urgency. As Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." 11. Master the art of letting go. Scenario: imagine clinging to a rope that's burning your hands. The tighter you hold, the more pain you feel, yet you're afraid to let go. We often behave this way in life, holding on to things, people, or outcomes that no longer serve us, yet causing ourselves unnecessary suffering in the process. The Stoics taught that attachment is a source of suffering. We cling to material possessions, relationships, or even ideas about how life should be. But nothing is permanent. By learning to let go, we free ourselves from the emotional weight that drags us down. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about releasing control over things that aren't ours to hold. Why this matters? Letting go of attachment brings emotional freedom. It allows us to flow with life's changes rather than resist them. Strategies to apply. Regularly evaluate what you're holding on to, whether it's material things, relationships, or expectations. Ask yourself, is this bringing me peace or pain? Practice detachment. Enjoy what you have, but recognize that nothing lasts forever. When faced with loss or change, remind yourself, I am not diminished by this. I can let go with grace. As Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. 12. Act with courage always. Scenario: picture a warrior standing at the edge of a battlefield. The odds are stacked against him. The enemy outnumbers him, yet he steps forward with unwavering resolve. This is not the absence of fear. It is the mastery of it. This is Stoic courage in action. Courage is not just about facing physical danger. It is the willingness to confront life's challenges, no matter how daunting they may seem. The Stoics viewed courage as one of the 4 cardinal virtues, essential for living a virtuous life. Whether it's speaking up for justice, taking a risk in your career, or standing firm in your beliefs, courage is required to live fully and authentically. Why this matters? Courage empowers us to face life's challenges head-on rather than retreat in fear. It is the virtue that allows us to act according to our values, even in the face of adversity. Strategies to apply. When fear arises, pause and ask yourself, what would a courageous person do in this situation? Practice small acts of bravery daily. Whether it's speaking your truth, trying something new, or standing up for someone in need. Remind yourself that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. Marcus Aurelius writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Conclusion: the power of choice and mastery. As we come to the end of our exploration, ask yourself this: are you ready to truly transform your life? Not through temporary fixes or surface-level solutions, but through deep internal shifts in how you think, feel, and act. The Stoic principles we've explored aren't just abstract ideas. They're living practices that, when applied, can lead to profound changes in how you experience the world. By mastering your perceptions, embracing obstacles as opportunities, and focusing on what you can control, you not only transform yourself, you elevate everyone around you. Each of us has the power to become stronger, more resilient, and more grounded. The question is, will you choose to take that path? On this journey, you are not alone. Our community at Stoic Mind is here to support, encourage, and inspire each other to live as our best selves, following the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. So if you're ready to take these ideas and apply them to your life, I invite invite you to subscribe, join the conversation, and share your story. Together, let's transform our lives, one Stoic principle at a time.